Mhm. We are live? I think we are live. We are. Hello, guys. M.V.K here back again. Welcome to another episode of Open Mic Night. And today, guys, this is the final Q&A, open mic Q&A for the month of January. I'm bugging. I've had a long day, guys. I just needed to unwind, and I was getting some tests done for me, just for health wise, even for I got a drug test today. And you ever had that feeling, guys, when you get a drug test, you know, and you can't pee pee, you know, trust me. Yeah, that was I was at direct care from for a while, and I was there for 3 hours because I could not urine to give a urine sample. I'm not even joking about that. 3 hours I spent looking at a wall. I did everything, guys. I went on YouTube and watched running water to try to pee pee. I drank 4 cups of water, didn't work. And then as soon as I got a little bit of some kind of a sweetness into me. I had a Mott's fruit snack. I took that out, and all of a sudden, I tell the nurse, "Yeah, okay, it's time to go." I spent 3 hours. It's funny, and she was joking with me too, and I was joking with her. I'm like, it's funny how, oh, that's my phone. It's funny how when you don't want to pee pee, you when you don't want it, then it comes. But when you have to, it don't want to come. I spent 3 hours, 4 cups of water, looking at YouTube videos of just running water, basically saying, "You watch this. This will make you want to pee." Didn't do shit. Okay, didn't do shit. I spent the, and then I had to run around again to another, and then I had to go get another test for something else. I just went to get a physical and stuff like that. I just want to check and see if your boy is okay. I'm getting older, so you want to make sure everything is working well. I ain't doing no drugs, so the drug test should be fine. But it's just for my employers. You got to get an annual drug test every year. So I'm like, okay. But outside of that, I'm sitting there, pee. I'm trying to pee and couldn't pee, and I'm just like, all right, let me try this. So I Google how to kind of force yourself to pee, and it said, oh, walk around, uh, lean back and forth. That didn't work. Or watch running water. Yeah, I watched that for like for an hour. Didn't do nothing. I watched an hour-long video of running water. That did nothing. Okay. Y'all, whoever put that up, for all those people that put up these running water type uh videos to make you pee pee, make urine, it didn't do nothing. Take your videos down because it don't work. It don't work for everybody. Because sure as hell didn't work for me. So basically, yeah, I've been doing a lot of run around all morning, and I got back home about maybe 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And of course, yes, I did see the the James Gunn announcement, and I'm not going to talk about that. That's why I put that pin. I pinned that up on the poll, guys. So if you see it up there, it says basically try not to ask anything about the James Gunn situation, or try not to ask too many questions about it, because I'm trying to do an experiment. I posted a post on the community feed of the channel, and I wanted to see, okay, would they participate? It basically said, you want me to talk about it? Give this post 50 likes, thumbs it up, 50 likes or more, and I will do it. If not, then it may go to be exclusively to the Patreons. Just saying. I, I threw that in there. Maybe that'll work. Like I said, sometimes I do look at, I got over 10,000 subs, and there are times I do wonder, like, okay, how much do people get notified of when I post stuff. So it's kind of funny. It is kind of funny. I'm not I blame it on the not you guys. So it is kind of funny. And I saw people last time I checked, and let me see. Yeah, last time I checked, the post is let's see. There you go. Yeah. The post is up to yes, guys, I'm working on the wall. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna put it. So the wall is right here, and you can see some of my posts up, and I'm working on that. That's not gonna be like that forever. It's just I'm trying to work like where I'm gonna post it, because eventually this big wall is gonna get a desk right here. So I'm working on a desk. But yeah, I'm trying to work on like what's gonna go where. But yeah, let me see this one time again. So let me go look at that post real quick before I get into every detail. And let's see. I definitely want to see. I'm curious to see like exactly where that post is, like the terms of the likes. Because I all right, the likes are at 17. Look at that. 17 thumbs up. Only 17 people thumbs that up. I'm wondering what that is. So that's pretty funny. Um, Also, I want to give a shout out to one of my newest members of the pack, and also a newest member of my Patreons. I want to give a shout out to the Yin and Yang Lad. I like that name. That's kind of cool. He joined the Patreon not too long ago, about 2 days ago, as well as joined subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that very much. Um, I am so what's going on with the Patreon? Why am I talking about? Well, Patreon has allowed me to add trials now to so anybody can join for a month. There's 3 tiers I got for a month. You can join for a month. You can join for a month and you won't pay a thing. And after that trial, if you got to cancel it unless you want to get, you know how Patreon works. So I do tell people to take advantage of the free month trial. It's 30-day trial. My most favorite trial, my favorite most popular tier is the beta level tier, which is the basically you guys can request 4 videos from me. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a reaction. It could be did whatever, and then I'll do it. And uh, so far people have chose that. I got a couple of one person that chose the 50 question personal one-on-one question. I'm looking forward to maybe seeing if someone will choose the another tier, which is pretty much create a segment. That's where you create the segment, and I have to do it. You got to give me the rules, what implies to the segment, things like that, and then I'll do it. So yeah, okay. And first, once again, so shouts out to Patty C. Okay, shouts out to Patty. I see you dropping the $50 on me. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It will go to good use. It does go to you guys. So I appreciate that. But yes, guys, please, if you want to see the me talk about James Gunn and his announcement, there's a post in my community feed. Go look it up. Go to my channel and you'll find it. And thumbs it up. You ain't gotta comment, just thumbs it up. Because it's an experiment. I want to see how many people who are getting notified of my posts or my videos and anything like that. It's kind of an experiment. I want to see what's going on, because it kind of wonders like the amount of pack members I have, is everybody getting notified? And I'm wondering if it's YouTube fucking with me, screwing with me, and messing with my annotations and stuff like that. I'm, algorithm and stuff like that. So it bothers me sometimes. That bothers me. Like, don't mess with my stuff like that. I'm a smaller YouTuber, but still, I think a lot of people like, what I do. I think a lot of people like the creativity. If you know, I sometimes I don't like to toot my horn, but there are guys that I see on here. I hate to say it, but I'm better than them. I try not to be. I always try to stay humble, but there's some guys I'm like, how the do they got that many, and they don't know a damn thing about this or that. It bothers me sometimes. It really does. I'm like, what? Like, what? How the? Anyway, guys, like I said, had a long day, a lot of running around, a lot of tests had to get run. I get a physical. I did this. I had to take. I had to get a urine sample for my my employer needed a. We take a annual monthly yearly drug tests and get that. And then I just told that story, guys. I couldn't pee for for 3 hours, and I'm sitting in this office just wiggling my fingers. I'm on my phone watching waterfall just to try to pee. You ever have that feeling? Like when you don't want to, then you have to go. But when you do have to, you can't go. It was so weird. And it didn't help. And I drank 4 cups of water. Da, 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 da. Watched waterfall and didn't do jack until I put some sweetness into my mouth. I put a Mott's fruit snack. The Mott's fruit snacks, which I love. Put that in my mouth, and all of a sudden gave a thumbs up to the nurse. Yeah, I gotta go. You gotta go? Oh, yeah, here we go. That's it. What a day. So it is good to unwind with you guys today. For the end of January. It is January 31st, 2023. We are heading into February next year, next month. It's next year. And as always, I do 2 open mics every month. So here we go. And I am here. My pack, your alpha is here. Working on my wall a little bit, trying to figure out like where I'm going to put, how much I'm going to put up. Like, will things go all the way to the corner? As you probably can't see, but let me show you. Like, everything is going to go all the way far there and over there and things like that. So I'm working and focus. There you go. I'm working on that and trying to see how things. Most of the posts, these posts will get framed. I'm not gonna put them up like that. That's gonna get framed. So yeah, I've been planning this wall for a long time. Every time I go to conventions and I get things like this from artists when I'm in the artist alley. I love it. So, for example, um, this the Black Panther Lino, and where's the other one? Oh, the X-Men princess over there with Mulan and Psylocke. That was drawn by Marcus Williams, great dude. Uh, and those are his creations right there. Um, let's see. Of course, you got my man Link. The Master Sword. We got Solid Snake right there. Of course, my boy Spidey, Dick Grayson, and a lot of the '80s cartoons right there. And they got the turtles in there. Look at that classic red, just all red. And of course, my girl, Rogie Rogue, and Voltron. So there's a bunch of them. So, right, Monster? That's right. Monster over there sleep. Uh, so I am doing fine, Cyborg. I'm just a little tired. Just that's all. A little tired. Not too tired, but a little tired. Got on. I got, and you know what helped? You know what helped, Cyborg? Let me tell you what helped. Got on the game, put on a little Overwatch, got in there and put in the work on Overwatch, you know, and I had some fun, you know. was playing with my man Soldier 76, and of course, and Run, and Roadhog, and all those characters. I was putting them down. So yeah, that helped. Anyway, yeah. Everybody's doing well, I hope. Yeah, everybody seems to be doing well. Let me fix my chair. Go up. There you go. Okay. All right. Once again, it's Patty. I appreciate that very much. Yo, Rodimus Prime, Rodimus Prime. You're not the same Rodimus Prime from. Oh, and thank you for the Yu Yu Hakusho shirt. Yeah, you can't probably see it. There you go. Uh, there you go. This is comes from my bro, Mr. Multi. He got this for me when we were at MegaCon. Well, he had it already before when I got down there to Florida. Uh, but yeah, are you the same Rodimus Prime from? Oh, that ain't the same Rodimus Prime from Solid Monster, is it? Because that'd be crazy, but I doubt it. That's Tim. Uh, where did I get those posters? Like I said, all over. Many got them mostly from conventions. All my posters from conventions. Uh, the I can tell you exactly where I got all these from. Got this from New York Comic Con 2017, MegaCon 2019, MegaCon this last year, New York Comic Con 2019, MegaCon the Snake, New York Comic Con 2018, New York Comic Con, New York Comic Con Rogue, and the Turtles I got from New York Comic. No, that was from MegaCon as well. So I remember all the conventions I've got these from. I do go to a lot of conventions. I try to get to comic conventions every. I try to go to 3 a year. I try to. That's usually my goal. As of right now, I didn't go to last. The only convention I went to last year was MegaCon, and I tend to try to go to Mega. I kind of made it a goal to get to MegaCon every other year. So the next time I will probably be there will be 2024. So yeah, but this year I got a few conventions that I try to plan. I'm trying to plan to get to most of them, but all on the East Coast though. But eventually I'm gonna start moving out from the East Coast and start moving to the West and things like there. So, but still, being that I'm from the East Coast, I'm from New York, so you try to stick to your coastal side for now. But I always try to get to the major ones, but also the ones that are smaller too. Like I want to go to there's a convention in Connecticut called 90s Con. It's like well, the stuff from the 90s is like people like Keenan and Kel will be there, Melissa Joan Hart who played Clarissa and Sabrina the Teenage. They all just like it's in Hartsdale. I think it's in Hartford, Connecticut. Um, there's a couple of conventions in the Carolinas. Um, Wonder not WonderCon. The big one in Atlanta, I definitely want to get to. There's one up in Boston that I want to get to as well. So yeah, and then you start moving out, and then there's like C2, E2, which is in Chicago, and then you want to get further out, like Emerald Con, which is up in Seattle, and then and then there's like WonderCon and San Diego Comic Con, E3, things like that. I know there's one in Houston that I want to get to. I got a whole list. There's like a list of like that I want to get to. So yeah, I do go to a lot of conventions, and I cosplay. So yeah, cosplaying is fun. Cosplaying is a lot of fun. It lets you, no matter how old you get, it's just like It's the kid in you that comes out. You know, I can't tell you how many times I just dressing up as Spider-Man, and it's just like, ooh, like I feel like I'm that character. I did that last MegaCon, and me and Mr. Multi, I was a Spider-Man and he was Scarlet Spider, and we were part of a big Spider-Man photo op. It was fun. It was so much fun. That was fun to do. The wall, yeah, is still working on. Let's see. Hey Nathan, Lady Shiva versus Silver Sable. Shiva would kill Sable. This equals 50 likes. I'm gonna do it for the packs. We want to see that. Okay, or maybe. Okay, I um for the pack for the pack. I'm stop. Ain't nothing about that. So stop. This turns off people notification all the time. Yeah, it's what I think it is. It's ridiculous. Liu Kang versus Ryu. Um, Liu Kang versus Ryu. Uh, but no powers. Uh, well, it's not really powers, is it? Because what Ryu does is that's from him. That's his key. That's his chi. That's his natural energy that's coming out of him. So it's not even a case of that, you know. But I'll be lying if I didn't say Ryu. Um, because as good as Liu Kang is, I don't Liu Kang has not trained as long as Ryu has. Was training since he was a kid. So I give it a Ryu. Ryu a little bit more determined and a little bit. I'll just say it like that. Let's see. Quentin, this will be funny. Funny. This will be funny. Wario and Muscle Man challenge Angela to an arm wrestle match. This will be fun. How do you think it will end? Uh, Angela to an arm, and I don't know. I don't know because I just don't look as Wario as being strong. It's just he's just plump and muscle man maybe. Muscle man maybe. How do you feel about the big? I like I said, anything about the James Gunn, you just have to wait. Patty has allowed is basically equivalent the 50 likes for us. So I'll get that video up tomorrow. So look out for it. So you'll know what I'm going to talk about. I will talk about all 10 projects that has been announced. Um but I will say this much. I've already started to see people razzing on it, whether I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and they're all like, this is basically what everything has been canceled for because of this. And I'm like, y'all are ungrateful. Y'all are so ungrateful. You guys are not even given it a slight chance. Or yeah, he's not a visionary. Oh, it's like to me, it's just like it's not about you. It's like, oh, why don't they give us characters that we want? No, and I even told I even commented on one of these. I'm like, it's what you want. It's you. You're being selfish. Because at the end of the day, I look at it like this. I'm like, it's got to be balanced. It's there's characters and seeing all the things that are going to be part of chapter 1, which is called Gods and Monsters, which I like. I like that. Um, to see, I'll say this, and I'm to see Swamp Thing getting a movie. When's the last time Swamp Thing had a movie? And hearing Gunn say it's going to be a hard R horror, I'm so down with that. I'm like, yeah, let's go. To see the Authority, Wildstorm characters getting the spotlight, I'm like, as soon as I saw the Authority, that once I saw that, my jaw dropped. I was like, wait, what? The Authority? And I'm wondering and hoping that it's going to be Midnighter and Apollo in that. I have a feeling that they may mix the mix the authority up. I hope they don't. I hope they keep it true to the original lineup and not when they came over to New 52. But seeing Supergirl, when's the last time we saw a Supergirl movie? Way back when with Helen Slater. And I don't blame it on Miss Slater, but we need a better representation for Supergirl movie, not TV show. Melissa Millones did a pretty decent job as Kara Zor-El. They used her other names, but this new one is gonna is be more um is gonna be uh based more off the Tom King story, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. If you haven't read that, go read that story. That story was great. So yeah, there are things I think it's balanced, and I think Gunn is, no matter what you feel, I think Gunn is going to do his job and do what he can to build each chapter up the way he see fit by balancing known characters with lesser known characters that me as a comic reader may know, but characters the average audience don't know. You know, that's where I look at it. Yes, seeing Amanda Waller get a TV series, I'm like, look, I love Viola Davis, but I got no plans on watching the bitch. Excuse my language. I don't like Amanda Waller. She plays that character too well. You know, it's funny because I talk about that too. Like, what's a character that I've somebody asked me that one. What's a character that you love that you hate in the comics, but their live action version made you like make you is basically it's a difference. And I say it all the time. Maria Hill. Maria Hill. I hate Maria Hill in the comics. I hate her. I hate her. I hate her. I wish she died. But Colby Sombers makes me like that character. And I'm just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's different. But yeah, like I said, guys, anything about the gun announcements, that's it. I'm not answering no more of those. Please don't ask me those. I'm trying to keep it from because then it ruins my video. It ruins what I want to talk about. At the same time, it won't be easy. It won't be easy. Nobody says it's not going to be easy, and nobody said it's going to be easy for Gunn. But the fact is, Gunn took the liberty with bringing the average moviegoer light of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Only people who read the comics knew who the Guardians were. Nobody really knew. Y'all remember when they first announced the Guardians of the Galaxy? What happened? What happened? What were people already saying? Oh, there's the chink in the armor. That's going to be the first flop for Marvel. Then it became Ant-Man. What happened? None of them. They were all wrong. Y'all, the people who said that, y'all ate y'all crow. And I hope you liked it. You ate the crow and loved it. Because why did Guardians get over? One, one, because of two characters, the talking raccoon and the tree man. Yeah, it was good to see Gamora and Drax and Star Lord, but at the end of the day, it was that talking raccoon and that tree man that got that group over. Period. Um, what kind of job do you what kind of job do I work at? That's from Rodimus Prime 77. Um, it is my day job is protection. So there you go. I'm sorry for DC and Warner Brothers. It's broken my and again, I have watched and saw every comment, Caroline, towards you, and I agree wholeheartedly with with every person that commented on your comment. Like, you got to stop. You got to calm down with that. That is not healthy to constantly be in that state of like, well, because this movie got canceled, now I don't trust them. That don't work. That's not healthy. That is a means of getting completely in a shade of mind of depression. Straight up. It is straight up. I saw the comments that came from uh my friend Kira Sheehan, Queen Kira Sheehan, and people like that, and she was right. That's not healthy. You know, I'll be straight real. Was I a little shocked when they canceled the Batgirl movie? Yeah, I was. But at the same time, I was always 50-50 on that movie from the get-go because I did not like the direction. I did not like I didn't even like the casting to a degree. I'm like, I looked at that and I'm like, I'll be honest. I was like, wait a minute. So is Babs mixed in this? I'm like, what is she? It was I was always 50-50 with it. I really wish they didn't use the bright burn costume because I hate that look. I hate that costume. I hate that look. If anybody asks me what's my favorite Batgirl look, my favorite Batgirl look has always been um more the light blue, the bluish with the yellow, or the black, similar with the black, yellow, gray. I don't like that purple color. Yeah, and it's paying homage to the 60s Batman, Batgirl. I get it, but I don't like it. I didn't, and I was always trying to figure out, okay, where's this taking place too? It's like if Michael Keaton's Batman is this, then what universe is this? Is this an Elseworld universe? Because that's basically now what what Matt Reeves' Batman and the Joker movies are. They're Elseworld stories, which I've always felt it. So yeah, I like I said, I was always 50-50. And for me to just say it's like also like I want a Black Lightning movie, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy the other projects that DC is coming out with. It's just not healthy. That is just not healthy. And I understand you want to see that, and that's fine, but constantly posting it on everybody's post, and trust me, I've seen it, your post everywhere, and it's just like it's to the point people are going to come at you harsh and be like, so what do you want, like a cookie or something? Like, I'm not being mean, I'm just saying people are going to come at you like you constantly say that. And I saw Kira said you have to stop. She even used, and Kira is from Ireland, so her even saying like last, I was just like, yep, she gone Gaelic on you real quick. Like you gotta that's gotta stop. The and the whole concept, you gotta get over that. Whatever happened, it happened. You know, you can't live in the past, and you can't live like, yeah, I understand that the movie was made and everything like that, but at the same time, I have to I look at it from a point of view. I'm like, it didn't affect me as much as it should. And maybe because I wasn't wholeheartedly behind the movie in the first place. Just me being honest. Um so why do dragons need treasure? I don't know. Did you enjoy Royal Rumble? I did enjoy Rumble. I did enjoy the Royal Rumble. I did. That ending was great. It makes me wonder where it's gonna go next. Nah, I'm a different guy. Yeah, okay. I thought you were from Solomonster, YouTuber I watched who talks about wrestling. I was like, that's not him. And I should have, because it's different guy. But my heart is too broken today. Well, I'm sorry for your broken heart. Uh, okay. Can you do Muscle Man from regular show voice? Yeah, I could do it. Let me see. It helps if I get a line. Okay. One of my favorite. Uh, okay. Mordecai and Rigby knock on his trailer. Who is it? It's us. What do you want? Can we borrow your TV? We're gonna face. You beat the hammer. Nobody beats the hammer. What does he look like? He's blue with a mullet. 5. Oh man, you really did beat the hammer. Sure, you can listen. You can watch it. So I want to see you lose. There you go. And then, of course, when he gets, it's just cocks me up. It's the hammer, dude. Take my picture, bro. Muscle man. That's funny. Uh, let's say, what do you think Spring Heel Jack? Who do you think? What do you think Spring Heel Jack was? It depends because in different, depending on who writes him, because in some cases he's a demon, he's a troll, who can jump very far. I remember they did him in Jackie Chan Adventures. Yeah, like he was like a troll that had springs in his shoes. That's why he would jump far. And to put him, he was cased in like stone. They put salt on his head, and he rhymed a lot too. He was kind of like Etrigan the Demon, always rhyming. It was fun. That was a fun episode. And then I've seen other versions of him where he's just a stone cold killer. I was just like, oh. I'm reading a independent comic about Morgan Le Fay. Basically, it's Morgan Le Fay if mixed with Jessica Jones. Like, what if Morgan Le Fay lost all her powers and she became like a PI and she worked in and Spring Hill Jack is in that. He's just a stone cold killer. Is really good. I think Luke Kang would win. That's uh just as long as Ryu has. I don't think so. I don't think so. Not as long as Ryu. Not as long because he was still a teenager when they joined the Shaolin Temple. Uh, Ryu was a kid, like 6, 7 years old. Him and Ken. So there's a difference, big difference. Right, to each his own, but no, I don't see Liu Kang beating him. Let's see. All right, here's a comment. If Wonder Woman, no, skip Black Widow fought Lady Shiva, do you think Widow would have to use her gadgets? Uh, Widow only has one gadget. She doesn't have. Forget what you've seen in the movies. Comic wise, okay, let me explain something to you about Black Widow. Comic wise, not the movies. She is the equivalent of Captain America. She's not what you see. So she is a super soldier as well. She is the Russian equivalent to a super soldier. She was born in 1932, Russia. She knew Wolverine when she was a kid. Wolverine knew her when she was just a little girl. It's the Red Room that trained her, but and everything like that. They did their stuff, but outside of that, she has a Russian equivalent of the super soldier serum in her, along with another formula called the Infinity Formula, which keeps her young looking. The same kind of formula that was in regular Nick Fury to make him stay kind of younger. The only tools like she has is the gauntlets around her have the stingers in it. She can shoot. Outside of that, what you saw on Earth's Mightiest Heroes, that's basically all she has in terms of gadgets. Other than that, it's like she's like Captain America. But and she's skilled in martial arts and all that too. However, Shiva is Lady Shiva has been training and knows martial arts that have been long dead. Like there wasn't a person to pass it on to the next, a disciple. Like when you have knowledge of martial arts that have long been forgotten, that makes you dangerous. People, and that's why I tell people like don't sleep on Lady Shiva. I remember the the Birds of Prey. They were in Hong Kong and she was there, and they took a like almost like a rock paper scissors who was gonna delay Shiva as best they could. It fell to Huntress, and Huntress like, oh god, like I gotta do this, and she even told Huntress, "You better take out your crossbows. That's the only way you'll get a little bit of a chance." Helena got her ass beat. The only person that is technically able to kind of hold her in skill, and I'm talking female wise, is Black Canary to a degree, martial art wise. You know, that's why I tell people don't sleep on Lady Shiva. This is the woman that trained Tim Drake. This is the woman that got Batman back on his feet after Bane broke his back. This is the mother of Cassandra Cain. There's not a lot of people that can fight her hand to hand and live to tell about it. They look at Deathstroke as the deadliest. No, he's not. He's not. He is far from it. Let's see. Andre, hello, Chris. How's your day going? It was very tiring. I just wanted to let you know that my diet for I just lost 12 pounds. Well, congratulations. Respect. Let's give everybody a clap for that. Shouts out. Shouts out to your diet working. Could Yujiro Hanma be a great Marvel villain, and who would he be facing? Yujiro would be more of a just a Marvel villain. Yeah, he would be a Marvel villain. It wouldn't be as for who I could see him facing. There's so many people I could see him facing. Shang-Chi. Oh my- okay. Let's get that back up there. Shang-Chi. Sorry, Lionel. I didn't. Shang-Chi, definitely. Iron Fist. Would name two of them that I could see him being a villain for, but not just an arch villain. He'd be just a Marvel villain in general. Anybody would probably want to, and he's just that type of person that just is looking for a fight. To a degree, he is. Um, but he's a bastard too. Like Ejiro is a bastard. Let's see, Travis. Some people just want to be negative, Nancy. Yeah, they do, and it's like everybody. This what they're just like. Oh well, this sucks. And then those are the same people, Travis, that want this to work. They want, but then if they don't get what they want, then they're all like, oh well, I don't follow them anymore because this. It's like, come on, man. I can't be with that. Get your negativity away from me. Get that away from me. I'm not even joking about that. Like, you know, you don't know what this guy has in plans. You don't know. Y'all see one phase and then you think, oh, it's over. It's like, no. Problem is, like, they needed to change. They just maybe they need a fresh start. It ain't gonna be easy, but they need a fresh start. They gotta get away from. They need some people in there that actually that wants to tell stories. That cares about the source material, cares about the characters, want to incorporate new characters, and not just the characters that from DC that we all know. You got to be balanced. Key word again, balance. That's what makes the MCU work so well. Is because you're balancing the high profile characters that we all know and incorporating new characters. That's why I say it all the time. I don't know what people are talking about. Phase 4 was a failure. No, it wasn't. That was a great experiment, and it worked. It got people into, what I mean, people I know now that want to know more about Moon Knight or want to know more about Shang-Chi or people like that. What the hell are you talking about? Get out of here with that. And my New York is coming out big time now. Yeah, see. Let's see. A null question. When Null ripped the Sentry, now he felt he now he felt like what it. Oh yeah, kind of, yeah, I guess. Andre, so what's your thoughts on the upcoming Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur animated series next month? I'm gonna watch it because I like Lunella. I thought I read the first comic that they did. I met the creative team. I took pictures with people who cosplayed as her, and I don't think a lot of people knew who she was. And I said, I know who you are. You're Moon Girl. But you know, you got to also remember where it started from. Moon Devil Dinosaur is a Jack Kirby creation, and before he was with Lunella, he was with Moon Boy. Who was like a caveman, like a bipedal caveman boy. So yeah, it was different. But when they brought Devil Dinosaur back, I was like, okay, this is interesting. And to hear that, when I heard that, I remember hearing when she was going to get an anime series that Lawrence Fishburne was the executive producer on it. And I'm like, I'm not shocked because Lawrence Fishburne has come out many times to say he was more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy. No offense, but that's how it is sometimes. They're more. I understand that more guys are Marvel guys than DC guys, and most of the time they give most people who tell me why give me legit straight answers, and I can totally understand it. They're not. It's not a point of disrespecting DC or anything like that. They just feel more relatable to the Marvel characters than the DC characters. I get that. When you put it like that, no problem. But when you just say, well, the DC characters are whack or they're too overpowered, blah 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 blah, they act more like gods, and I'm like, that you're not giving me really. Don't give me no. Did you upload your Violent Night review? Yeah, it's up. The Violent Night review is up. I finally finished editing that and I put it up not too long ago. So that was the last movie. If you watch it, it's you hear me speak in past tense because I did that. I filmed that like a week at 2 days after I saw it. I saw Violent Night on December 15th. And so when I filmed that, you hear me saying, still kind of speaking like Christmas was just coming up. So I don't. It's not like I saw it then. Now you could, if you have like if you have the Peacock, if you have Peacock, you can watch it there. It's up there. It's a fun movie. That movie was so much fun, and it reminded me of Grant Morrison's Claws a little bit. Especially, I don't want to spoil too much, but just the origin of Santa Claus in that was very interesting. I was like, this reminds me of something I've read before. So it's a fun movie. Uh, just think Die Hard with Santa Claus is fun. So, what are your thoughts on? Oh no, I did that one. Okay, Marion. If the Three Stooges worked at the park from regular show, uh, how long do you think? How long do you think it would take them to completely wreck the place? It depends. And besides that, yeah, it would depend on who starts it. It'd probably be Curly or somebody who messes it up. So, let's see. Wario and Luigi. No, my brother. No, if my brother cosplayed, if I cosplay with my brother, it ain't gonna be Wario and Luigi, and Waluigi and Wario. That's out of the question. If I cosplay, we probably cosplay like Men in Black or something like that. Something that we both are would enjoy. Like I'm not cosplaying as no Wario. That's out of the question. Could you see me as Wario? No, get out of here. What? Hey, Sean. Have you ever played? Have you played? Have you played all? Have you all played Transformers video game? You mean have I played any of the Transformers? Yeah, I have few of them. What's your favorite Transformers? G1. I grew up. That's what I grew up on. I grew up with G1. There you go. Look, right there you go. Look, Optimus right there. That's the Optimus that I love. That's my. I grew up with G1. I enjoy Beast Wars. Um, but outside of that, I don't like, no offense, but I don't like Rodimus Prime or Hot Rod. I fucking hate that character because of that asshole. Optimus got beat, got hurt, and died. And fucking, I hate him. I hate that character. I really do. I hate that character. Let's see. What was your reaction when Cassandra Cain beat her mother, Lady Shiva? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Um, Cassandra fought her once. I wasn't shocked. You would think, okay, yeah, she's probably better than her. You know, Bruce saw it. He knew it. Has Lady Shiva ever fought against Wonder Woman in actual fight? No, she has not. She became more of a Birds of Prey, Black Canary type around them. Have you ever seen the kaiju movie Troll? I have. I enjoyed that very much. Thank you. Stay safe. Thank you. Thank you. You too. Have you met Linda Young? Uh, she voiced Frieza and Steph. She voiced Kid Gohan. No, I have not. I know I have not. I've seen many of the English dubbed voice actors who voiced the Dragon Ball characters, but I don't really care for them because I don't watch Dragon Ball in the dubbed. I watch it in its original dialogue. If I want to, so if I want to meet Goku, the voice of Goku, I want to meet the real voice of Goku. Um, I want to. I don't want to meet, and I've seen Sean Shebel. I think that's his name. But if I want to meet the voice of Goku, the real voice of Goku, I want to meet the real voice of Goku, who is Matsuko Nozawa. Her. That's who I want to meet. The 80-plus-year-old woman who's been doing Goku's voice since 1987. That's who I want to see. That's who I really want to meet. I don't really care for the English dub people too much. There's certain just I don't watch. And the thing about it is, while most people were just getting into Dragon Ball, I had already watched especially the Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z before it even started really being aired over here. I was already done with the series by 1994. I was already done because it had they had that's when the original series finished. I had seen all the movies, all 13 movies, and I was just like, I'm more when it comes to anime, there are times I rather hear them in their original Japanese dialogue because in my opinion, sometimes the Japanese voice actors put more emotion, put more put more into it than the American or the English actors. And sometimes they do. And that goes for Goku big time. This woman right here, that woman right there, when she you look at well, let me see. This man right here is the voice of Goku in English. Now, when he does the Kamehameha wave, compared compared to her, ain't even close. The amount of emotion and determination when she says the Kamehameha, it just makes you get giddy. I remember watching Dragon Ball Super, and it was during the final arc, the tournament, and Goku was fighting Khalifa, who and he was in his Ultra Instinct form, and he's dodging all her attacks, and he's just charging up. You just see him one by he's jumping, and you just see him, and he's going ka, and then it's going man, and then it's just like you're gearing up to when she finally says ha, and soon as Khalifa, because her power's just going all over the place, and so she's like, yeah, try to dodge this, and he literally jumps and slides on her beam with the command wave in his hand like this, and so when he comes down, he just goes, and you just hear Miss Nozawa's voice go, ha! And it's just, and they doubled it. They repeated like, and it was just like, oh my God. Like she, as old as she gets, she still puts, compared to Sean, I'm like, not even close. No, nowhere near close. It's just, and not only does she does Goku's voice, she does Gohan's voice, she does Goten's voice, she does almost every of the Sun family. She does Son Goku, Son Gohan, Son Goten. She does all their voices. It's ridiculous how talented that woman is. And I'm not knocking Sean, but it's just like compared to there, people ask me, like, when you watch anime, do you watch in English? If depends on the anime. Like I can watch Cowboy Bebop in English. I like it, but most of the stuff like Dragon Ball, I rather listen to in the original. And then the excuses, just the stupidest excuses I hear. I don't want to be reading subtitle. You don't want to be reading subtitle. Did you ever think about when American movies go overseas to another country, they're not reading subtitles? Just stupid. Like that's just the stupidest excuse I ever heard in my life. That always rubs me the wrong way when I hear that. I look at you like, did you hear what you just said? All it takes is a little bit, little. You can clearly watch and see the, and then that's it. Come on, man. Come on with that. Uh, what do you think about Alec Baldwin and Armor being charged? Yeah, he's been charged. He's been charged with, but you know, you also have to put responsibility also on the people who are supposed to be know if there's real ammo in there. All the weapon experts. This this what happened to Alec Baldwin is the same thing that happened to Brandon Lee. Now I don't know how old many of you were when that happened. Brandon Lee, the same thing happened to him when he filmed The Crow. There was real ammunition in a gun, and when they were shooting at him, he got hit. That's how he died. This is the same thing like there. Now, yes, but I don't. He's being charged, but I don't think he's going to be found guilty. If he does, I don't think he's going to serve a lot of time because you know it's 50-50. Yes, it is sad that the young lady died, and I understand that, but there's also a case of like, look, the weapon expert and people like that, y'all supposed to, the prop experts, y'all supposed to know if there's real ammunition in these prop guns. Um let's see. All right, people. Do you think Muscle Man would join the Yellow Lanterns? No, because he doesn't you know what the Yellow Lanterns are fear. They they are good at putting fear into people. Muscle Man don't put fear in a lot of people. You crazy? He ain't that. Do you think James Gunn he used Black Lightning and Green Arrow and Red Tournament? I think anything is possible with Mr. Gunn, and whatever he starts, whenever he goes on to the next chapter, because the next chapter, the first chapter is slated for 2025, and they already announced all 10 projects for that. There's a Superman Legacy, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Swamp Thing, Brave and the Bold, which is basically it's just Batman. It's Batman, and I'm gonna talk about that. It's Batman, but it is finally we're getting Robin back. But I don't care for the Robin that they're gonna do. Um, and then of course there's gonna be 5 TV series, one animated, and of course the Authority. That just dropped my jaw, you know. And if with that being said, I'm like, if they give us the Authority, could we get the Wildcats? You know, what would Sinestro think of Gannon? I've asked that question. You've asked me that question before, Quentin.
I'm not sure.
I didn't ask you. Shut up. Sorry. Yo, Samuel. Hey, Samuel. Tell me a joke.
What do you get when you put zombies in a Star Wars movie? Attack of the Grown.
Hey, Samuel. Thank you.
It's my motherfucking pleasure.
Let's see. Which creatures from folklore and mythology you could do a kaiju movie? Like, not everything has to be a kaiju movie. Like, not everything is big. Even the troll, like, yes, they did the troll that way, but and if you read the mythology, trolls are not that big. They're not giant. They're small. They're big, but they're like maybe like ogre size. Usually ogres are about like they say 8 feet tall. That's about it. You know, there's too many. There's too many folklore mythical creatures that I could see, but not everything has to be kaiju. It's not that's the case. I don't just want to see giant monsters. I like monsters if mythos to be like. Could you imagine do a kaiju movie about a leprechaun? No, what? No. Do you want to know what Transformers character do I hate? Sentinel Prime because he killed my favorite Ironhide. When did he kill Iron? When did he kill Ironhide? I don't think it was in G1. I don't remember Sentinel Prime doing that. That's probably when another movie or something. Yeah. What would Cassandra think of Shang-Chi? If she talked a lot, I think she would want to learn from him. And I'm all caught up on everything. Yeah. Okay, just waiting for more questions. They give it all away. Give it all away. Give it all away. The Michael Bay Transformer when he could. Yeah, that's Michael Bay. I don't give two flying craps about Bayformers. That ain't them. That is not Transformers. That's his version. I care less about that. So yeah, Sentinel, whatever. I stopped watching Bayformers after I think the second movie. I didn't care anything of his movies. He just made to me a mockery out of Transformers. Optimus Prime became like bloodthirsty. I'm like, that's not Optimus Prime. Hey, get out of here. Uh let's see. Saying that the DC character unrelatable is BS. Um, mm, it depends. It depends. It's not necessarily BS. It depends on the character because there are some characters that you can't really relate to. That's just straight up real. How many out there can relate to Batman? I know I can't. I can't relate to Batman. I never saw my parents get killed. I'm not rich. I don't have a. I'm not borderline paranoid. I can't relate to that. I like the character, but I can't relate to him. I relate to Spider Man. I relate to Daredevil. I relate to people like that more than any of them because a lot of things that they have gone through, I have gone through. I know what that's like. But yeah, there are characters in the DC that you can't relate to. Saying what you really should have said is anybody that's saying you can't relate to like Superman is ridiculous because that I will say BS. If you are an immigrant, you came to this country to another country, think that you had to learn the different culture and stuff like that. That's Superman to a T. Stuff like that. There are certain characters in DC I can't relate to. It, I can't. Let's see. What else we have? Uh, can't relate to Wonder Woman. Yeah, I can't really relate to her. I know what she stands for, but in a home, so I wasn't brought up in a society of just men or one sex, and so I can't relate to her with that. But I can relate to being that feeling of love and peace can see you through stuff. Yeah, I can relate to that. That's what makes her who she is. She's an emissary of peace. I like that. That's why I don't like her Injustice version because she threw all that away. So what would Wonder Woman think of Moon Knight? Depends on the version of Moon Knight, but she would try to help. I hope they make Legend of Zelda in the movie. Yeah, Quentin, I've been wanting that. We Any Zelda fan has been wanting that for God knows how long. And every time they put out these fake trailers and it gets me all and that's pisses me off. I'm like, stop, don't do that. Stop messing with my emotions. You know, the way I can see it is if this Super Mario Brothers movie does well, then hopefully we'll get Legend of Zelda. Would you want to be see Deadpool? Would you want to see Deadpool kills in the MCU? No, I don't. I don't care. I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan. I'm not. Never have been. Do you think creators should? Do you think creators should to? Do I think creators should listen to fans? On what points? There you go. That's what you should. Would Deadpool be BFFs with Moon Knight? They met before. And they're not that close. Moon Knight ain't got time for Wade. Mask and Play. Thoughts on Will Smith announcement for Bad Boys 4. It was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time, and I'm glad. It was only a matter of time before they announced. Yeah, the fourth one was gonna. It was a go. It's in pre-production, things like that. It's stupid. It's really stupid for some people out there to think that Will Smith's career is over because of what he did. Do I agree with what he did? No. But there are far worse. There are other actors out there that did far worse than what that man did, and they still have their career and still have all their awards. There were people that was like they need to take his award away from. Why? You didn't take anybody else's. I can name a couple of actors right now who's done far worse than that dude, and they still got all the accolades. Get out of here with that. Go on with that. As soon as I saw people saying that, I'm like, how much of that is coming from the fact that he's this? Because you wouldn't do that to anybody else. Get the fuck out of here with that. So, but outside of that, the fact that they announced it, him and Martin Lawrence on Martin Lawrence, I think it was Martin Lawrence's Facebook. They announced that. I'm like, great. Why should it stop? Come on, like keep it going. One more. Let's get one more Bad Boys out there. I enjoyed the third one. Thought it was great. I loved it. It was interesting to see that, Mike has a son and now he wants to help his son. And what makes that one even sadder is that the old team is no longer going to be together now because Captain Harris got killed. And I remember in the theater, me and my brother, we literally stood up out of our seat, like, no, like we were like, no, like when he got killed, we were like, oh. Even when Mike got shot up, we were like, oh, are they killing Mike off? And then it was like that. No, but I love the third one. If I was ranking them in terms of like the trilogy so far, it's still one, three is next, and two is next. I'm not the biggest fan of part two, to a degree. So it's one, three, two. So when that third one come out, the basis to me would be either you promote Mike and Marcus to a position where they're not going to be out in the field, or do something else. Like, 'cause like similar how they tried to do that with Lethal Weapon. They tried to, in the fourth one, what they made Riggs and Murtaugh captains. It didn't help. It didn't help. They still did. So, but yeah, it's pretty funny. But I'm happy for it. Like, people say, "Oh, Will's career is over after Emancipation." I remember I was on a bus one time, and a guy was talking about his movie Emancipation, and he was like, "Yeah, Will came back with this." And I turned around to this dude and I said, "Came back from what? Like, what do you mean came back? You act like the man was on hiatus for this movie was already done before the incident that happened at the award show. That was always planned to come out. It's weird. Like it's like there are people who still don't understand how movies are filmed. It's weird. They made it seem like, yeah, he's done. I'm like, you're crazy. Um, let's see. Who do you think are the most popular vampire characters in DC Comics? Uh, I, I don't know because I don't follow the vampires like that in DC. I follow more of the Marvel vampire characters. So I'm kind of a buzzed at that. I know there's a couple of vampires in DC, but not as big like someone like even their version of Dracula or Blade, who was a half vampire. He's a vampire, but yeah, or Hannibal King, who is like that. Did you hear what Steven Dorff said? Yeah, I heard that mask. I heard that stupidness from Steven Dorff. Um, uh, I heard that. I heard that stupidness. Steven Dorff, who played Deacon Frost in the original, he basically came out and said, it's stupid to why are you doing something that we already saw? Um, you know, why are we doing something that we already saw already? We did it better, so why would you do that? It's stupidness like that. It because if Mr. Dorff would have known better, he would know. Would he say that about any of the James Bond movies? Would he say that and about any of the you know um, Michael Myers movies or Halloween or anything like that. It's so stupid. He made himself look like an idiot when he said that. It's like, to me, once I read that, I'm like, go in the corner and puff on one of your electric cigarettes. Just shut up. Like, it's just like, shut up, man. It's like, because at the end of the day, this is a shared universe. What Wesley did was great. Nobody's taking that away from him. Nobody. Yes, he brought to most people's eyes Blade. And at the beginning, that first movie, they didn't even acknowledge that he was a Marvel character. But I knew who he was. I knew who Blade was way before that movie came out. When Wesley announced Blade, I'm like, they're doing a Blade movie? Most people will say they got introduced to Blade, and I kid you not, they will say they got introduced to Blade through the Spider-Man the animated series. I am not joking about that. I've heard plenty of people say that. I saw Blade from the Spider-Man the animated series, not Wesley's movie until later. And then I'm like this. I'm like, you did it better, Steven. First of all, your character alone could be done better. Because at the same time, Deacon Frost, you're nothing what he's like in the comics. You came off like a pretty boy punk. Like, his version of Deacon Frost belonged in the Lost Boys. That's where his Deacon Frost belonged to. Deacon Frost in the comics, the was totally different than many vampires in the Marvel universe. And Blade even talked about it. He said the first thing about Deacon Frost was he was the only vampire in Marvel that had two sets of fangs on up here, on his upper and his lower fangs. His upper fangs and his lower. He had two sets. Made him stand out. He looked like an older man. He didn't look young, even though he's a vampire still, but he looked different, way different. As much as I love Wesley's version, they left a lot out of that series. A lot. That ain't none of it true, comic wise. The MCU tries to stay true to the source material. When I saw who they casted in the Mahershala Ali version, and I saw Delroy Leonard as is being cast in the Blade movie, I looked at that and I instantly picked out who I knew exactly who he was going to be. I already said that. I said right off the bat, that's Jamal. That's Jamal. There's no Whistler. There's no character called Abraham Whistler in the Marvel comics. Blade was taught by a saxophone player and vampire hunter named Jamal Akafi, who was who taught him to be a vampire slayer when Blade was young. The other thing that they made is that Blade was from America in Wesley's movie. No, he's not. Blade is not. Eric Brooks is not even American. Eric Brooks is English. He's British. He's born in England. Things like that is what I feel they're going to do in this movie. So for Stephen Dorff to come out and say that garbage that he said, he needs to sit down, shut his mouth, because at the end of the day, if Marvel gave his butt a call, you know damn well he gonna go pick. He gonna. Oh yeah, let's do it. Shut up, shut up, because you know you. If they said we want you to play this, he'll. I can cameo in that movie. Great. How much? He'll do it. So yes, Mass. That was just stupid of him just to say that crap. He made himself look like an idiot, just like an idiot. Let's see where else. All right, moving on. Let's see. Okay, I know certain writers don't like Jim Shooter because he was very strict, but he yeah. There was a couple people that don't. Yeah, that's true. Jim Shooter could be really strict at times. My voice casting Ganon from would be Idris Elba. Idris Elba as Ganondorf. Uh, I can see, but I can see there are other people that can voice that character. Thoughts on Rick and Morty? Gear new. Yeah, that's crazy to hear what's going on with Rick and Morty. I was like, what? That was crazy. I was like, Jesus, what the hell? Favorite vampire outside of comics or film? D. There you go. D. Alucard. There's a couple. And I'm not talking about Alucard from Castlevania. I'm talking Alucard from Helsing. Who do you play? Who do you play Smash Bros? When I do play Smash Bros, I'm playing with the homie Link. I'm playing with the homie Link. It's my man, Link. It's my favorite Nintendo character. Ever been afraid of yourself, Chris? Sometimes. hmm I think we all have a dark. There's a dark side sometimes, or a place that I don't like to go. Yeah, it happens. Mask and play. Yeah, that's the Steven Dorff stuff. I know I am. How you feel when the Red Hood beat up Damian Wayne? How would I feel if Damian? I don't care who beats Damian Wayne. I'm just humble that big headed little punk. I don't like Damian Wayne. Why do adult cartoon TV shows have to be comedies? That's not true. American, yes, maybe, but not all the time. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of adult animated shows. It's nothing wrong with. I don't have a problem with them because at the end of the day, you still are trying to make people laugh, and laughter is what good medicine. So shows like The Simpsons and Family Guy and stuff like that, I respect their longevity. I mean, I remember The Simpsons when they were still just a part of the Tracy Ullman show. They were just a. That's how far back I can go with them. To hear they have already beaten the record. No animated show is gonna catch up to them. They are the longest running animated show in America. They have long taken over the Flintstones and people like that. Remember the Flintstones when they were coming on, they were prime time. That was a prime time stuff back in the 60s. So yeah, there was like over 160 plus episodes. They held that record for years in America. Simpsons came along and now they're almost 800 episodes. Fox Fox are going to continue to do it because they know people will watch that. They know that. It is what it is. Fox knows. They know what sells. Simpson Simpsons has been a long standard Fox series. Uh see, do you think Robert Patterson will be a good actor for Alucard from Helsing? No, I do not. I do not. No. No, he's not. No, I don't. No, I don't. That belongs to somebody else, and it ain't him. Let's see. Uh, make sure I don't miss a question. I play with Sephiroth, and okay, that's nice. Travis, it it a lot good. It a lot of good. Are you trying to say there's a lot of good anime on Netflix? Because if that's what you're trying to say, yes, there is. But I have Crunchyroll, places like that, and I have anime all over the place. So yeah, Mask and Play. Would you like would like a y'all gotta fix your grammar, man. I'm would you like would like a would I like a Devil May Cry film? Yes, I would not mind a Devil May Cry film. But still live action comic adaptations still have a long way to go. They still have not been able to mesh well, excluding like Sonic and stuff. Sonic has been great, but there's still. I mean, nobody talks about that last Resident Evil movie, and I don't even want to see it. I really don't, and I don't understand how do you mess that series up? How do you mess up? How do you mess up Resident Evil? I watched the first episode of Last of Us. Thought it was really good. Okay, they're doing their own, but they are still staying true to the source. But yeah, it is good. It is good. I do like it. Let's see. I want. I'm still wait. I'm just waiting for Demon Slayer season 3. Bill, how are you doing, Pack Leader? I am well enough, a little tired. I've been running around all day, all morning until 5 a.m. Like I said, I told the story already. People who don't know, like I had to get some work done. I do a physical. I had to get a drug test for my employer. We do it every year, and I couldn't pee for 3 hours because I don't know what it was. I've drank 3 cups of water, watched videos trying to with water, and didn't work. So yeah, Bill, it was crazy. What is your reaction to seeing Mumra? What was your reaction to seeing Mumra for the first time? Wow. What was my reaction to seeing Mumra for the first time? Um, this is gonna take me back, which I remember the first time I watched Thundercats as a kid back then. I remember when they showed the Thundercats, they were butt naked. I remember them being naked. I remember that. I'm like, what, are they naked? And they didn't have clothes on. They did not have clothes on. And I remember telling my dad, I was like, Daddy, that Cheetara she naked. Like, it's pretty funny. And then they got clothes. But when Mum Rock came along, I thought he was cool. I thought he was really cool because I was like, he's different from Skeletor. But he didn't scare me. I was like, oh, he's a mummy. And it's cool. And Mumra, say what you want about Mumra. To me, in terms of villains of the 80s, Mumra is the best. That's just me. Why? Never turned to the good side or teamed up with the antagonist. Skeletor teamed up with He-Man once. Cobra Commander did with the G.I. Joe. Gargamel did it with the Smurfs. Mumra never turned. He never turned. Even Megatron worked with Optimus at one point. Never did he turn. Megatron made sure he let you know straight from the get-go who he is. Mum-Ra, ever living source of evil. Never turned. He never worked with Thundercats. It was always ancient spirits of evil. transform this decayed form to Mum-Ra, the ever living. And every time he turned to his super form, now my brother, and now every time my brother Malcolm always says it looked like somebody sticking something up his butt. So when he goes, "Rah!" I'm like, now I can't stop seeing that because it is looks like, and he'll fly off and everything like that. Never has Mumra ever turned or worked with the good guys. Never. He made sure you knew who he was. He was bad. You knew he was bad, and it was point blank. You heard what he said. Wherever, even when he got defeated from either his reflection, his hideous figure, which I found funny as a kid. I remember where he had Lino beat, and he mounted Lino, and he's like, "That's hard." He's like, the sword of Omen is mine, boy. Yeah. No, sorry. And then so Lionel he had his claw shield on, and he put up his hand, is like, and next thing you know, all of a sudden he just is mesmerized by his face. He goes, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, and he just flew off, and that was it. And then Mumra then we find out that yes, his own reflection is his weakness. And then he went back in the sarcophagus, and he's like, and then he'll start speaking a little softer. He's like, the power of the Thundercats, much powerful than I thought, but I will be back because Mom Ra lives. Mom Ra lives. Mom Ra lives. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Stuff like that. Mum Ra used to kill me, but Mum Ra I loved Mum Ra. I never was scared of him. He just looked cool to me. Mum Ra was just a cool villain. And when can only imagine if they tried to do a live action Thundercats movie, how they would pull Mum-Ra off in live action, because he made you, wherever evil is, Mum-Ra lives. Like, it was almost like you couldn't really kill him. You hear what he's saying? Wherever evil is, Mum-Ra lives. Point blank. Stuff like that. I didn't mind the 2011 version of him. He was cool. That was probably the one thing about the 2011 Thundercats that I liked. And I liked that they took the whole reflection as a weakness. He was more like a creature of the night. So when he about to turn into his super form, and the sunlight hit him, it hurt him. I was like, oh, that's cool. But outside of that, like I said, I don't care for the 2011. I really don't. Lady Shiva versus Electra. Oh, that'd be a good fight. I like that one. Do you know a Nintendo? Do you know Nintendo's biggest console flop with the Wii U and the Virtual Boy was a failure? I know I've talked about the Virtual Boy. I talked about that many times. I remember when that first dropped. I remember when that first came out. I remember when the Virtual Boy came out. Like, that shows my age, just how long I've been around. But I remember when that first came out. It was a flop from the get go because it gave kids headaches. When you put that visor on, everything is in red, and when kids were taking off, they were getting migraine headaches and started seeing red dots. It was scary. Like, they had to take that off it was scary. I never had a Virtual Boy, but I saw it when Toys R Us was still big, and I remember going to see. It was crazy. Which fight game harder, Street Fighter or Fatal Fury? Fatal Fury could be tough. A lot of the SNK games are tough. Yo, you have words on dealing with depression, Chris? Not really. because at the end of the day, I've never gone through any kind of depression. I have friends that have. She should maybe talk to them more. So I can't really give you any kind of real guidance. But the thing is, just knowing that you have a problem. That's the first thing, and get the best thing to do is seek help. Don't hide it because we're starting to see more and more. I hate to say it, but we're starting to see more suicide because of people hide didn't know that this person had a depression or something like that. What was the guy? Ellen's man didn't know. Like people didn't know that. It's scary. Get help. Tell your parent. Tell whoever it is that is going to listen to you. There you go. Hey, Chris, I'm currently in the process of getting several of my own personal stories published, including the rock, paper, scissor. And yeah, you were telling me about that. Congrats. I'm proud. Mumra is a real G. Yeah, Mumra, it was a G, Bill. Yeah, he was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Skeletor. I love Megatron. All those characters, that I grew up with. But Mumra was the man. He was the real G. Like I said, Cobra Commander and Serpentera, you know, they were cool, but like I said, with Cobra Commander, Cobra retreat, everything was that. And then when Serpentera comes on, Lord, he's always this. I command. I'm like, dude, are you having a heart attack? Like, calm down. Serpent was supposed to be. He was supposed to be. He was a combination of the best of the best. He had Genghis Khan. I don't know how. I don't know how Cobra was able to get like Alexander the Great's DNA and Genghis Khan's DNA. I'm like, y'all. They made it seem like these guys are just whacking off everywhere. Like, just weird. Like that didn't make sense to me sometimes, but it was funny. I hope someday to do a Godzilla versus Transformers. I want to see Godzilla fighting all the combinders. Well, even if they did, he's not. They're not that big. The combinders are not as big as they make it out to be. He's not. They're not as big as Godzilla. They'll still be smaller than him. What is Frank Welker's best voice role? That's a good question. Frank Welker is a great voice actor. When I think about Megatron, that's who I think about. And fun fact, he did voice Megatron in the first Bayformers, and they chose to go with Hugo Weaving. He had voiced. You could find it on YouTube, I believe, where Frank Welker actually did the voice. Of course, he's done Freddy for years. He's done Freddy for years. I'm gonna have to go with between Megatron and Fred. Do I own Thundercats comics? Yes. The Wildstorm comics? Yes, I do. Those are great. I didn't like the 2000. Who I know this? I did. I'm not a fan. There are people that liked it. It's fine. Marion, did you think Mumra? Did you think of Mumra getting his own sword? What do you think of Mumra getting his own sword? The Sword of Plundar? That was cool. I thought that was cool because he if it wasn't his reflection, it was the power of the Sword of Omens that so to get the Sword of Plundar was great. It was like a two-bladed sword. It was cool. So yeah, it was fun. Between your Mumra impersonator and multi-skeleton, truly epic. Uh, thanks. It's funny. Who has the best sword, Link or Cloud? For me, it's Cloud. He has the best sword. The Buster sword is great, but come on, it's the Master sword. Come on, man. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. Is Alucard from Helsing an anti-hero or villain? He's an anti-hero at best because basically all he is Dracula. That's his name. It's just Dracula backwards. But he's kind of like an anti-hero s. Who's hotter? Who's the hottest Soul Calibur girl? Uh, my girl's always been Taki. That's yeah, Taki is just that skin tight outfit. Oh my! Stop. Okay, let's move on. Moving on. What will Mumra think of Null and Dark Side? Uh, be kind of maybe jealous, I guess, a little bit. Like villains don't think about each other like that. That's the problem. Villains they don't care about each other. When they do come together, they look at that as a detriment to their character. Like I got to team up with another villain. That's true. I mean, Genghis Khan makes sense because I think a third of Asia are direct. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But they made it like he no they found it in like a tomb or something. So I was like, yeah, that is weird. But I still think Serpentera was a cool addition to the GI Joe franchise. He had Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, Attila the Hunt, like all these great leaders he made up. He's made up of all these great leaders. Um, Caroline, I'm just now in the past of 2 years of collecting comics because for a long time I wasn't sure which comics to get. It's never too late. It's never too late. I tell everybody that. I tell a lot of kids that I all the time. Like it's never too late to get into comics. It's never too late to learn, or if you're not, somebody that is into the comics, don't be afraid. Like even when I'm go see like the Marvel movies and stuff, there are many people in that don't know who these characters are. So at times I may kind of, if I'm sitting next to them, I'll kind of, tell them a little bit like, okay, this is what this who this character is. It helps because as long as I've been reading, and I've been reading comics for Jesus Christ, I'm 40. I started when I was 10. That's like 30 years, like 30 years. So it's like, you learn and you want to, I have knowledge, so I rather pass it on to people, educate people. Which DC character do you actually relate to? Um, Dick, I do relate to him a lot. In terms of always trying to see the good in people, which is Dick Grayson to a T. Always feeling like he's not at the same equivalent as say Bruce or somebody. Like I wouldn't say like trying to get his approval, but he's always comparing himself. And I do that too. I sometimes have the aspect of comparing myself to somebody else, and I'm like, I gotta stop doing that. I gotta stop doing that. But yeah, Dick Grayson is definitely one. Uh, Dick Grayson definitely I can relate to. I relate to a lot. Tim Drake, a lot of the Robins. Well, two of the Robins. There ain't a lot of them. I do. How powerful is the Master Sword? You think of Excalibur. That's pretty much what you're looking at. What Lantern Corps would He-Man join? Will Willpower. He'd be a Green Lantern. He'd be a Green Lantern. He'd be probably a White Lantern. He'd probably be a White Lantern too. So yeah, that has all of them. So, but definitely green. For me, I definitely relate to Jessica Cruz over. Yeah, well, yes, well, that right there, you shouldn't, kind of relate to because a lot of heroes come from trauma or things like that. Most heroes come from loss, and that's something that you shouldn't feel like you need to relate to. It's other things. Like I said it before, like with Superman, you can be an immigrant if you came from another country to, let's say, the United States. That you're similar to Superman, learning a new custom, learning a new language to a degree, trying to fit in with society, things like that. Forget about the superpowers and everything like that. We're talking about what it was like for Clark growing up, feeling that he's different, which he is. He is different. Feeling that if he take, let's say, this microphone right here, and he just hit that, he could break it. Things like that. It's a case of that. Like I said, for me, I can't relate to Batman. I lost a parent, yes, but I didn't lose a parent to violence. Okay, he lost a he lost the parents to violence. He saw it happen, and the fact that he does not have serious psych problems is ridiculous. Which, in true, he should. Nightmares he should be having, like the nightmares that Bruce should be having. The anytime he sees like someone who looks similar to Joe Chill, the guy, he should go into a fear state. But of course, that was the whole point of it. Um, Me and my sister have been having conversations about how Luce and her friends will fare against uh various Sith lords. I think the most dangerous one would be Darth uh Treya. Oh, Treya was badass. Yeah, that's yeah, Treya. Yeah, definitely agree with that one. I keep feeling that I'd be a Red Lantern because I have a lot of rage. Well, you got to remember the ring is gonna come to you. The ring, remember, the ring chooses you. You don't choose the ring. So if a Red Lantern ring comes to you and says, "Yeah, you possess a lot of rage," then yeah, you're gonna be spitting up blood and lava and stuff like that. I always feel like I'd be Will and a Blue Lantern. This is my ranking of human Green Lanterns. Number one, Kyle Rayner. I agree. Number two, John Stewart. Number three, Jessica Cruz. Number four, Simon Boz. Number five, Guy Gardner. Number six, Hal Jordan. Wow. Uh, I agree with you on the number one because I love Kyle. I love Kyle more than I love all the other human Green Lanterns. Well, the lanterns that are under the Guardians, because we talk about Alan Scott. He has nothing to do because to me, Alan Scott is above. He's in a class by himself. Yes, he's the original Green Lantern, but he is not with the Lantern Corps. Uh, what is what is Guyver? What if Guyver was in the what if the Guyver was in Marvel or DC? I well, he kind of already is in Marvel. That's Darkhawk. Darkhawk is just the Guyver. It's just Marvel's equivalent to the Guyver. What Lantern Corps would Link and Princess Zelda? Well, Ganon could be a couple. He could be yellow. He could be orange because he's greedy. Greed. Link definitely. Link. You don't even have to think of what Link would be. Link would be a Green Lantern. Zelda could be a Green Lantern. She could be a. She would be. Zelda would be a couple of lanterns because that's what I love about Zelda. Zelda is no damsel in distress. She ain't Princess Peach. Princess. Oh, I'll do it like Dashi. Princess Peach bit. No, you know, Peach is the ultimate damsel in distress. You would think that this woman, with all this the kingdom that she is, she is she would up her security to keep her from being kidnapped by Bowser. But nope, Bowser can and or she would learn how to defend herself. Nope, she don't. Now Daisy on the other end, nah, you don't play with Daisy. Daisy will you up. You know what I'm saying? But Peach, but Zelda, you could put Green Lantern. You could put. She would be a Star Sapphire. I could see her being a Blue Lantern. Um, things like that, or a combination of a few. Treya would be especially dangerous because her way with words would be exactly devastating to Luce and company because of her baggage. Too many people sleep on. Yeah, they do. Um, Miguel Heva, music. What music? I think Noel hates Bowser. Yeah. What time is it? Oh, okay, we good. Let's see. Um, let's see. Uh, Mask and play. Favorite snack food. Favorite snack food. Ooh, food question. All right, food question. I when it comes to snack food, there's a couple that I like. I got a few of them. Uh, I got a few of them on the ground by my chair right here. Like, I'm a big goldfish guy, but these are the flavored ones. This is the s'mores one. Uh, I am also a huge fan of Larry and Lenny's cookies. I like these. But I'm a cookie guy anyway. I like grandma's cookies. I throw these in the microwave. Throw these in the microwave a little bit with some cold milk. But yeah, I also love fruit snacks like Mott's fruit snacks. I like those. When it comes to like chips or crisp, I'll say that to all my British pack members. You say crisp. I'm a Dorito guy all the way. I love Doritos. I love spicy nacho Doritos. I recently had one of their newest flavor. It was really good. When it comes to like cakes, I'm into intimates. I love intimate cakes. I like the intimate cheesecakes, or when it comes to like holsters, you know, I get down on a Twinkie. I will eat a Twinkie. But I don't, I kind of eat them, don't go crazy overboard with it. But yeah, I like a lot. There's a lot of snacks I love. Uh, let's see. I I will join Green Lantern. Okay. Favorite Nightwing costume. I will always love the blue, that one right there. And I liked his red. The red. I thought the red was cool. I liked that. I wasn't a big fan of his original when he first when with the Titans. I wasn't a big fan of that one. Um, hey Chris, have you ever tried pheasant before? Yes, I've eaten pheasant. I've eaten pheasant. Pheasant is good. Pheasant is good. I mean, the first time I've eaten what exotic bird I've eaten before. Well, I wouldn't say it's exotic, but I've had pigeon before. I've eaten pigeon. Um, it's kind of weird when you think about it. You're like, you're eating a pigeon, you know. You know, you see those birds every day. But yeah, I've eaten pigeon. I've had pheasant. I've had hen. I've had the most exotic thing I've eaten in terms of food. I've eaten alligator before, and alligator is actually pretty good. It's not. It's fishy like. It's very fishy like. It's like okay, does it taste like chicken? No, but it has a fish like substance, but it's good. Uh, I've eaten like I don't eat a lot of. I try not to eat a lot of beef. Like I eat if I'm gonna eat beef, I eat bison meat. I eat bison. I don't eat, I don't eat cow or something like too much. Like bison steak or something like that. So no. What's your favorite fish? Salmon. I like salmon. I love salmon. I didn't say Samuel.
I'm not sure.
I did not say Samuel. Stop. My, I have a. All I have to just say is Samuel, and he'll come on and like, here, watch this. Hey Samuel, tell me a joke.
I fly a lot, and I often get asked about my favorite airline. My response: I like them all, as long as there's no motherfucking snakes on the motherfucking plane.
Hey Samuel, thank you. Oh, you're not gonna say, hey Samuel, thank you.
It's my motherfucking pleasure.
Yeah. So I got to be careful when I say that word because it'll come on. I switched it from the A word L to Samuel. Have you eaten duck? I have eaten duck. I've had Peking duck. I like duck. It's greasy, but I like duck. I do like duck. Very greasy, but I do like duck. A lot of food questions come. All right, we talking about food. That's good. I'm all about food. So, oh, I love those cookies. Yeah, those are good. Let's see. How long can you last a hot chicken wing challenge? I don't like hot foods like that, Quentin. I'm not the biggest spicy food eater. I don't mind, but I'm not. I don't go. I don't go around eating it all the time. Like my uncle loves hot foods. Like, he put hot sauce on everything. That's just him. My uncle Kurt is like that. He don't do it as much now because he had surgery. But yeah, he loved hot sauce. I don't do that. Like I see people doing them hot challenges, like putting like ghost peppers and stuff. I'm like, you crazy. Like, I'm not gonna I have to enjoy my food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be like, uh, oh God, like you want to enjoy your food. You want to enjoy it. You don't want to be your mouth burning. Like, nah, that's crazy. That's crazy out of the question for me. Which is better, fried chicken or fish? I like both. I like both, but you try not to eat a lot of fried foods, and not to do that. It's like, like you got to be careful. Like, it's not a stereotype. It's like fried. We blacks. My family originates from the South, and they fry a lot down in the South. My family comes from originates. I'm in New York, but my family originates. Most of my family, especially on my father's side, is from South Carolina. Everything is fried, so yeah, you gotta. But I like both. I like both. Um, is Darth Trayan from Star Wars a force to be reckoned with? Uh, Quentin, I think Doctor Doom would think of Ganon from Legend of Zelda. Weak, yeah. Hey, I've eaten alligator for too. I thought it tastes a lot chicken. Yeah, it depends on the seasoning. What's your favorite Barbara Gordon moments? Probably just her showing her how smart she is. She has a photographic memory. That's one of my favorite. Just to show that, just show how much uh, she remembers everything. Like she'll never forget. Those are just the moments I love. Do you like Famous Amos cookies? I do. I haven't eaten Famous Amos in a long time, but yeah, I do. Yeah, the word just gives me the worst. Maybe. What are your thoughts on Goal of 13 as a character? Oh man, I haven't seen Goal of 13 in a while, so but I like the character, yeah. It's been a long time since I seen that, read that or anything. I remember one comic book, Martian Manhunter. if I can get some fire, gets more powerful and fi- actually he's a Martian, so fire hurts him. That's his weakness. Um, I enjoy oxtail. I love oxtail. I love oxtail. That is probably my favorite Caribbean dish. Who said that? Travis. That is like whenever I am at a Jamaican restaurant or so, that's one of my go-to dishes, oxtail and rice and peas. I love oxtail. If it's not that, I'll go jerk pork and white rice or things like that. But yeah, I do. I love oxtail. Uh, Ronnie must asks, "What are your thoughts on Firefly Garfield Lens from Batman as a character?" I like Firefly. He's cool. He's interesting. That was the character. Never mind. But yeah, yeah, he's cool. Pyromaniac, messing with fire. Say you hate, say you hate Damian Wayne 5 times. I'll give you a free. No, you won't. Martian Manor is weak to fire. Yes, he's weak to fire. Yeah, fire. Martians are weak against fire. Fire is their weakness. Do you think Link would join the Avengers or Justice League? Justice League Dark. He's more magic based, things like that. So yeah, that's definitely. Let's see. Let's see. Roddy, Roddy, you don't have to acknowledge me in the chat. I know it's for me. You can just put the question. You don't have to highlight your questions. I see it. Don't worry about that. I don't. I try not to miss anybody's questions. Uh, let's see. No versus Sephiroth. No, Sephiroth is not that strong. He's really not. Who would win in a fight? Gogo 13 or Rio Sabaya from City Hunter. I I don't think I've watched City Hunter, so I can't remember. I don't think I've watched that. Have you eaten shark? Mask? No, I have not. I've never eaten shark. No, I haven't. Would I try it? Yeah, I'd try it. Have you survived the world's hottest pepper? I wouldn't say I have because I've never. I mean, I've eaten jerky, beef jerky that was based in Carolina Reaper, and at first it's that taste that taste that make it feel like everything's okay. It had a little sweetness to it. I'm like, okay. Next you know, then it hits. Then that shit hits, and I'm just like, give me my milk. Give me the milk. Give me the milk. Give me the milk. Blah, blah, blah. It's things like that. So yeah. Uh oh, okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. Who Marion asks, who do you think has done worse, Mr. Sinister or Ra's al Ghul? Sinister. Sinister. I mean, every I'm not saying that Ra's al Ghul, but Sinister lets you know he did it. Ra's al Ghul has done stuff, but he does it on the low. He don't do it to get acknowledged. Sinister does it. He wants you to know he's done it. That's the scary part. Favorite Martian Manhunter moments. Mm, that's tough. I think for me, the first time, comic wise, when he acknowledged how much he loved the Earth, like he would die for the Earth. I remember that he was telling that to the Justice League once. I was like, oh shit, that was a moment. Who would win in a fight, Blade from or Vampire Hunter D? D. D would beat Blade. Blade is only half. Well, they're both vampires, but D has been doing it a lot longer than Blade, and he's a lot stronger than Blade. I love D. D's great. Apocalypse from Marvel versus Ganondorf. Apocalypse. Ganondorf is not. He ain't beating no Apocalypse. Me and my friend gonna cosplay as Red Hood and Harley. I have seen some great Harley cosplays whenever I went to convention. All different versions of her. Like, you know, probably my favorites sometime are the classic jester look. I will always love that look of Harley. The classic jester look. I will always love that look. That's just me. Uh, let's see. Um, Mask and Play asks again another food question. Bring the food questions on, bro. I don't. Do you like shrimp? Shrimp is one of my favorite seafoods. I will sit and I will devour some shrimp. I'm not even joking. Like, I don't care what kind of shrimp it is. If it's shrimp, I'm it could be shrimp temporia. I if I'm in sushi and shrimp temporia, I'm just popping that in my mouth big time. Yes, I eat sushi too. Yeah, I love sushi. Can't eat it a lot though, but I do love sushi. Shrimp tempura is probably my favorite. Um, have I eaten eel? No, I have not eaten eel. I wouldn't mind trying it. I'll try anything once. I'll try anything once. If I don't like it, I that's it. Like, even like foods from around the world. Like, if I ever go into England, would I try like fried pig's blood and all that other stuff? I'd probably give it a try. I give it a go. Spotted dick, which is a real British dish. Um, uh, Black pudding, I'd probably give it a try. You know, things like that. I mean, I'm still gonna do a video, guys, where for my Aussie Pack members, I have not forgotten that. I have a lot of Australian viewers, members of the pack, and I will continue and I will pay respect to them by trying a lot of their snacks, including Vegemite. I am going to eat Vegemite. I'm going to try Vegemite, and I know how to do it because I watched um, uh, uh, Australian on YouTube uh, give tips to people to try Vegemite for the first time, how to do it. And I'm like, okay, I know it. I learned from that. So yeah, I'm looking. One I'm looking forward to most from in terms of Australian snacks. Mask is Tim Tams. I've heard nothing but lovely, lovely things about Tim Tams, and I'm like, to me, I heard they're like crack, like they're like they're like the best chocolate biscuits in Australia. It's like crack to them. Like it's like a chalky biscuit. Like, because Australians like to abbreviate everything, which I think is so cool. Like that's why you don't hear them say "good day." It's "good day." So chalky biscuit, definitely. Um, I definitely looking forward to that, and I'm gonna try. Vegemite. I will. If I don't like it, it's just not for me. But I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody's culture or cuisine. I'll give anything a try. Like, there's people that in different countries that look at American breakfast as weird. You know, I've seen it. I've seen it on YouTube. People, movie villains. What about movie villains, Travis? Uh, Yujiro will survive the boys universe, the TV one. Yeah, he would. I mean, who is the most underrated Sith Lord in the Star Wars? Why? Um, that's tough. That's tough because not all the Sith Lords, um, not all the Sith Lords were, part of like TV shows. A lot of them came from novels and the extended universe, and even like the Old Republic game. I remember one that I really enjoyed from the Old Republic was what was his name? Uh Exara Kun or Exara Kun, I believe that's his name. Exara Kun. He was like he was like an ancient Sith Lord. So I think that was what he was. But he came from like the Old Republic. During he was like he was a Jedi, and then he turned to like the Sith Lords I like are also the ones that were once Jedi's as well. Like because then you're looking at like whoa, like it's the Jedi's all like cracked up to be. Don't get me wrong, I'd be a Jedi. I'm not even joking, but yeah, I think his name is Exar Kun, like or Kun, Kun. Look him up. One time, eat all. One time I ate all the Popeye chicken my family got. Met. I like. Yeah, I've nearly done that once. But I calmed myself down. Uh, I was shocked Yujiro when he ate an elephant. Yeah, he's crazy. Don't Baki does beat him. He beats his dad. Chicken strips or chicken wings? Both, but I both. I actually had chicken wings today. I had honey garlic chicken wings for lunch today. So yeah, well, I try not to eat wings too much. Buffalo Wild Wings or Wingstop? Um, Buffalo Wild Wings. For me, I like Wingstop, but you know, Wingstop doesn't have a big variety of flavors like Buffalo Wild Wing does. Like for me, whenever me and Malcolm or my cousins we go, you know, my go to is always honey barbecue, and I'll go usually honey barbecue and lemon pepper. I like lemon pepper. Malcolm loves garlic parmesan. He loves that. Like I know that's why anytime I'm like if I'm out and I'll call him. I'm like, hey, I'll say like, hey, Malcolm, I'm at B Dubs. You want me to get you some garlic parmesan? He's like, yeah. He knows, so he loves garlic parmesan, and he likes blue cheese. I don't like blue cheese. I don't. Uh, have you tried Japanese food and drinks? Yes, I have. I've eaten authentic Japanese ramen. I've had a couple of Japanese snacks, really good. I've had Japanese curry, which is totally different from any curry you've ever had. Japanese curry is sweet. It is legitly sweet, but it's good. It's actually really good. Anytime you see like in Japanese anime, they slurping up like slurping up ramen. Like yeah, like you ever see Naruto? He loves his ramen. Like yeah, I've eaten ramen like that. That got like bits of pork and eggs and stuff of that. It's really good. And, like stuff like that. I'll be like Goku and going crazy, but no, it's I've eaten. I like Japanese food. It's good. Like I said, shrimp taporio and chicken katsu, all those things is really good. Do you like crabs? Yes, I love shellfish. I love crab. I love lobster. I love scallops. I love calamari. I love fried calamari too. I love that. So I've eaten oysters a couple of times. Like slurp them up. I love seafood. I love seafood. That's if I don't eat like when I'm since I'm like busy sometimes from like I always try to eat fish. I'll eat fish more than I'll eat like beef or something like that. I try to eat more fish. Favorite Miss Martian moments. That's tough because the Miss Martian moments I don't remember as much. Who's the worst dad, Yujiro or Omni Man? Yujiro. Omni Man ain't got nothing on Yujiro. Uh, the one you were talking about was Axe. Yes, there you go. Thank you, Marion. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Who would win the arm wrestling, Yujiro or Akuma? That's tough because they're all about strength. Chicken strips for me. What if Todd McFarlane got Venom back from Marvel? How do you feel? How would you feel about that? Wouldn't happen. Uh, It wouldn't happen, but because he Todd McFarlane co-created Venom. He's not the sole creator of Venom. So the only way he would get Venom back is if he and David Michelin was able got it back. He's a co-creator. He's not the creator. That's the same thing like with them, the Turtles. Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, they are the co-creators. Big difference. But that would never happen. I turned 28 to yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Perry. James Good Slate. I will be talking about that in a video, so try to talk about that. In God of War universe. Oh, what time is it? All right, we're gonna get ready to wrap this up. In God of War universe, who do you think was done worse, Zeus or Odin? Uh, oh, kind of a tie, but I want to say Odin, maybe. You still waiting on those Aussie treats, Chris? Yes, because every time I about to purchase them, they're sold out again. Like they get sold out quick, especially through Amazon. Like I can't. Every time I try to, I'm about to get it, they're out. So I really every time it's just it's like you try to find a time to order them. It's ridiculous. Uh, does Spawn remember Angela still? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't keep up with Spawn like that. Uh, what would Link think of Night of Moon Knight? I don't know because you don't really hear Link talk very much, so I don't know what he would think. I don't know what he would think at all. I don't. I really don't. Not at all. Sorry, guys. I'm texting somebody. All right. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Quentin answered that. What if Darkseid and Thanos swap places? That's dangerous. What would the Thundercats think of Kratos especially after finding out who he was before. I don't. That's I don't know. I really I really don't. Mask and play. Last food question, my man. Uh, Pizza topping. And do you feel pineapple belongs on pizza? Are you asking what my favorite pizza toppings are? Okay, I could do that. So, favorite pizza topping is pepperoni. I Pepperoni and extra cheese. That's my go-to. Uh, my mom, my late mom, God bless her, used to always say she used to never understand why I like extra cheese on my pizza. She's like, it just feels like you're chewing forever. You know, you're chewing just a bunch of fat. That's basically what she used to say. It's like, extra cheese. I like extra cheese. But pepperoni extra cheese is my favorite. Do I feel pineapple belongs? I'm one of those crazy people that does like pineapple on pizza. And I tried it, and the people that don't are the ones that never tried it. That's the thing. That's how I feel. When you hear people say that doesn't belong on a pizza, they haven't tried it. You haven't tried it. So yeah, you got to try it. And I tried it, and I remember when the first time I tried it, I was in North Carolina. I was at my cousin's house, and his roommate had ordered from Papa John's. The pizza came. They ordered like 4 boxes. They ordered 4 pies, and one of them had. And I lifted it up, and I was looking at the what every one of them had. One had everything on it, which I don't mind too. Another one that the pepperoni just they ate right through that. I was mad. I was like Kevin McAllister. Like I was a little pissed off about that. Like almost like did they order pepperoni and they're like, yeah, it's gone already out. Nobody made fun of me like Buzz did to Kevin. Like, oh yeah, it's all gone. No, it was just, and the other one had like olives and anchovies and sausage. I was like, and then the last box had pepperoni and had pineapple. I was like, and I asked my cousin Jim, his roommate, I said, Tony, what's that? And he's like, it's pineapple and sausage. I was like, is it good? He's like, you should try it. I tried it, and I was like, yeah, it's all right. I was like, it felt good. The the sweetness of the pineapple mixing with the savoriness of the sausage made it work. And ever since then, anytime I do order pineapple on pizza, I have to have it with sausages, and it works very well. So yeah, it was just me. I tried it. I like it, but I'm one of those people in the minority that loves pineapple on pizza. And you're gonna get people that slate you for that. Like, you're weird. Thank you. I like being weird. Thank you. Thank you very much. I know I'm weird. I'm one weird dude. Very weird. But thank you, Mass, for that question. Okay. Later, Chris. Hey, Mask and Play. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it, man. Uh, I thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So we are going to end this with a couple of questions. The next one is, I think Beast Boy will die if he fights Yujiro. I think a lot of people would die if they fought Yujiro Hanma. How stupid is Civil War in the long run? Civil War was just I don't like that story in general. I don't like it. I don't like one. I don't like the second one. There was no need to make a second one. It was stupid. It is stupid. Pepperoni for life for the win. I hope Gunn announces more characters for chapter two. Chapter two will definitely whenever they finish whatever. And I'm looking for what I'm looking forward to is what they're gonna call it because I like that chapter one's called God and Monsters. I like that Gods and Monsters. I like that. Enjoy it as always, Chris. I'll catch you later. Hey guys, thank you, Marion. I appreciate that. And yeah, we're gonna wrap this up right now too. Thank you for everybody who came out and chilling out for a while. To all the new people, I want to thank Patty C, for that 50 bomb he or she dropped in the in the super chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, I will I will do it. So, guys, like I said, look out for my thoughts on the gun announcement. I will do that. Uh, it'll probably be up tomorrow or so. So I'll give my in-depth thoughts about it. Not forcing anybody to come watch it. If you want to hear what I'm going to talk about it, yes. I'm going to talk about everything: the ups, the downs, but more importantly, in general, just hoping Mr. Gunn. I know what he's doing. Everything is not going to be kosher, but you still you can't please everybody. You just got to do the best you can, you know. But with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys next month for two more open mic Q&As. I don't know what day I'm gonna do the first one because usually I'll try to give you a date. February. Let's see. Matter of fact, I can look at it right now. Let me look at that. We're probably the next one will probably be maybe February 7th or so. That's when I'll do it. It's either be the 5th or the 7th. It'll be one of those days. But in the meantime, take care, guys.